Hi, everybody. Welcome to the latest webcast in Caring.com's Digital Marketing Academy. Our session today is about senior care reviews online, how to build your online reputation and support sales and marketing success, and work toward being a Caring Star of 2020. I'm Denise Graab, a marketing director here at Caring.com, and I'll be your featured presenter today. Before we dive into the presentation, I want to let you know this is a one-way webinar where only the presenters speak. But however, you can ask questions, and we definitely want you to do that. In the upper right of your screen, you'll see a box where you can enter those questions at any time during the session, and we will answer those at the end. And if we don't get to every question, I always follow up with folks after the webinar. And if you think of something after the webinar, you can also ask me. Community@caring.com is how you can reach me. The number one question we get in every webinar is, will this be recorded and will the slides be available? The answer is yes and yes. So you don't have to scribble furious notes. We will be making these slides available to you. There will be a recording. We'll circulate both the next day. So tomorrow morning we'll circulate both. All right. Now, this is a free webinar, but the price of admission is a brief commercial about Caring.com. For those of you who are getting to know us, and as a refresher for our partners, we are a leading senior care resource and referral service and the #1 site for senior care reviews. In fact, we were one of the first to offer senior care reviews, with some on our site dating back to 2008. Currently, there are about 225,000 consumer reviews posted on Caring.com, and we add thousands every month. Each year, we compile the Caring Stars winner list of the best senior care providers nationwide based on the ratings in the large collection of consumer reviews. We were actually the first to offer a Service Excellence Award based on senior care reviews, and we were the first to measure the influence of senior care reviews on senior care search and sales, and I'll take you through some of those numbers later in the presentation. Overall, we're known as a high-integrity reviews program. We have humans, not algorithms, processing the reviews. We have fair guidelines, and we have customer service staff available by email or phone whenever there is an issue. All right, so who the heck am I and why am I presenting today? Well, I've been at Caring for nearly 9 years, and I have extensive experience in social media marketing and reviews in particular. In fact, I was part of the original expert panel who created Caring.com's review guidelines, and I've been a key player in the program in the years since then, including as the co-creator and manager of the Caring Stars program. Every day at Caring.com, I help our directory partners manage and optimize their online reputation by answering questions, providing supportive information about getting and responding to consumer reviews online. So this is what I do every day and have been for many years. So that is why I'm here today to share with you my insights. And on a personal note, I too am an avid online reviewer of businesses I patronize and have published more than 100 reviews on TripAdvisor, Yelp, Amazon, and Facebook. Okay, we have a lot to cover today, and I just want to let you know I'm going to have more information on our partner and industry blog on these topics. So if you feel like I'm going too fast, it's new information for you, don't worry. We will follow up afterward with more information. We just have a lot to cover. For some of you who've been to some of the prior reviews webinars, there will be some repetitive information. Sit tight, but there's also new information. So really appreciate you all taking time to learn with us today. What we're going to cover is why you should focus on reviews, how to get them, how to manage your online reputation by responding, and how to start preparing to qualify for the Caring Stars Award. Okay, without further ado, let's get started with the presentation in the area of why you should focus on online reviews. Let's start with the misperception that your target audience or future customers aren't online. In fact, baby boomers and seniors are online in greater numbers than people might think or assume. This slide shows you some of the latest data from the Pew Research Center, which has been serving all ages of internet users for years and offers its reports on its website free of charge, so you can go dive deeper into these numbers if you wish. This is all public free information. As you see here, the majority of boomers and seniors in the higher income brackets, folks who are financially qualified for senior living communities and or able to hire home care agencies, are definitely online daily and using smartphones, tablets, and social networks. The search engine marketing firm Bright Local also surveyed this demographic, and they found that half of U.S. adults age 55 plus won't use a business that has less than 4 stars in online reviews. That's really a compelling stat right there. So you need to get really great reviews online as soon as possible if you don't already have a great reputation online. And speaking of which, have you Googled your company's name and read the reviews about your senior care business? I recommend you do that regularly. You should see what these folks are seeing about your business when they go online and research it. With the rise of online use, and in particular online shopping, so too have we seen an accumulation of millions of reviews across the web. Few, if any, industries are immune to getting online reviews. In senior care, we're seeing families and elders who are getting a recommendation for a home care agency or skilled nursing facility, whether from a referral organization like Caring or from a doctor or hospital discharge planner, go online, read the reviews as part of their follow-up on that recommendation. So even if you're getting your referrals from professional or offline sources and you think this doesn't matter to you, you would be mistaken, because you can still expect that those future customers are going online to read consumer feedback about your business, and they're going to easily find those reviews. In fact, search engines are showing it as a standard part of the search results. So I've showed you 2 samples here. On the left, you see the organic search results. It shows, I highlighted Caring.com's listing, but there's others there too. Shows you the overall star rating of the business, number of reviews they have. And then Google also has on the right it's called Knowledge Panel, and it shows you reviews from the web with a link to those listings, so that too gives the consumer easy access to the reviews. And if you think this is only a limited number of people doing this, look at the stat at the bottom. That's from Bright Local. Most consumers, U.S. consumers, are going to research your local business online, so make sure you have reviews there and make sure they're fantastic. We also know from our research and others' research, your prospective customers are clicking on the listings with reviews and skipping those without. Bright Local showed that most people nowadays trust an online review as much as a personal recommendation. And I would like to read you the first sentence in the first review on the left from Kathy Boo. She said, "I don't very often take the time to write a review of anything, but I remember the angst and trouble we went through to find a good provider for my mother and how important the reviews were to me in selecting one." That speaks volumes about the experience of family caregivers and how motivated they are to help ease the burden of others just like them. That's the #1 motivator of why they go online to write a review. They want to help other family caregivers in their search. The second review also speaks to the power of online reviews. Emily T. says that she was researching senior living options for her in-laws and started researching this community in particular because she was impressed by the many 5-star reviews. So both of these show that these online reviews really do help senior care searchers. And there's quantitative proof as well. We've studied this for multiple partners in senior living and in-home care, and in every case study we've done, the reviews have significantly boosted inquiries and conversions for our partners. Now, in each study, we compared their listings with 15 or more reviews to their listings with only 1 to 2 reviews. I compiled some data from just 2. These studies are available on our blog. I included a link here down below where you can go direct to them so you can see the actual data. In the senior living, in this example of the one senior living study we did, We found that their listings that had 15 or more reviews had 5 times more leads, 7 times more tours, and 8 times more move-ins. 8 times more move-ins than their listings that only had 1 or 2 reviews. And on the home care side, we found that the listings with 15 or more reviews got 1.5 times more leads than their listings, or than their listings that only had 1 or 2 reviews. So that's 1.5 times more leads for their listings that had 15 or more reviews than their listings that had only 1 or 2. We took the analysis a step further, and we did some calculating of how much a single review was worth to that home care agency. Here in this example, it could be worth more than $4,000 in incremental revenue for that particular agency. And I have the whole calculation so you can see how we got to that number. And yes, we did it for senior living too. And there we saw that a single review could be worth more than $54,000 in incremental revenue. So definitely go check out those studies if you want to see more on that. And there's also the formula so you can do it for yourself as well. Happy to share that afterward. Just contact community@caring.com. Okay, I thought, I've shared a lot of data here, and I've been telling you my expert opinion, but I thought you'd like to hear about some of the successes of other businesses like yours who have had an added focus on their online reputation. This quote is from Erin Kessler. She's a social media marketer at Independence Villages and StoryPoint. At the beginning of this year, she created a best practices document for getting reviews on caring.com, which she shared with all of their local communities, along with encouragement and direction about qualifying for Caring Stars 2020. She wants as many of her communities to be award-winning based on the reviews as possible. And she did a little outreach to me to verify the info before she sent it out. You're welcome to do the same. And in that message, she said she was thrilled to be informing their leaders about the best way to get authentic, verified reviews for their caring.com listings. She also subsequently sent us a lovely thank you note for our support of their teams in that reviews program, which she agreed to share an excerpt here now. As you can read in her message, Erin's organization sees the value the reviews add to their bottom line, but also how to use the feedback they receive from their customers to advance their organization in the right direction. And guess what? Looking at our data from the first half of 2018 compared to the first half of 2019. Now, the first half of 2019 is after she'd implemented her outreach to all her communities around best practices. And what I saw in looking at the data is that her increased focus on reviews has already helped them more than double the amount of consumer ratings their organization has earned. That's phenomenal success. So you put effort, you get results. Here's another one. I've been collaborating with healthcare marketer Judah Gutwein since 2012 when he was at Regency Nursing and Post-Acute Rehabilitation. He and I worked closely on helping Regency increase their reviews, and he advocated strongly for several years. I was getting messages from Judah asking for skilled nursing facilities to be included in Caring Stars, and because of Judah and his persistence and the expansion of reviews in the skilled nursing area, we definitely did add skilled nursing facilities to be able to qualify for the award. Now, when Judah left Regency to start his own agency, SkyCare Media, he remained a proponent of using Caring.com as a leading reputation platform for both skilled nursing and senior living communities. And over the past couple of years, he's helped more than 36 of these communities enhance their profiles on Caring and realize sales and marketing results from their efforts, as he mentions here in this quote, which he also offered to share for this webinar. We'll be featuring more of those company stories on our blog in the coming month. Judah has offered to guest blog about that. And you can read the case studies on his website. In the meantime, I've included the link right there. Those are public-facing case studies. Now, Erin and Judah are not alone in viewing reviews as a type of mirror that can help an organization see what it's doing well and where it needs improvement and evolve to improve their services and offering toward enhancing the quality of life for seniors and their families. This here is a collection of quotes we've received over the years from winners of our annual Caring Stars Award based on their reviews. You can read here that these folks not only have a vision or self-perception of service excellence, but the reviews and the related award is social proof that they're meeting and exceeding their customers' expectations. For instance, this Right at Home local office, Right at Home, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, realized that many of their positive reviews were referencing specific caregivers. That reinforced for them that there was a personal connection that they're making with their customers that's making a big difference in the quality of reviews that they're getting. That's fantastic insight. And you see the care home here, Comfort Senior Care Home, took a moment to not only bask in the positive feedback, but to thank their customers. Both the reviews and the Caring Stars Award are an opportunity to celebrate service excellence in our industry. Okay, now let's talk about how you can get reviews too. Nowadays, senior care searchers are a lot more active online and savvy about the reviews they read. They are most interested in seeing reviews from others just like them, not reviews posted by your staff. Staff reviews are good for a recruiting site like LinkedIn or Glassdoor, but they're not allowed on Caring.com, and they aren't really good for other consumer sites like Google, Yelp, or Facebook either. Focus on getting reviews from your cognitively healthy older adult clients or residents and their family members and friends who visit the community or help with the arrangement with the home care agency. Please avoid asking your senior living community's entertainers or vendors. We don't want those reviews on Caring.com and frankly, these folks considering your services aren't interested in those reviews either. And don't ask your home care agency's friends in the industry, and definitely don't ask your referral partners for reviews. You want to focus on getting reviews from consumers who have firsthand experience with your services and don't have a financial conflict of interest. Now, you want to also periodically do outreach to your happy customers and their families to ask for reviews. This should be among your tactics for getting great reviews on your listing. Be proactive. Your team should also be ready to seize on the review opportunities that arise naturally in the course of their workday. For instance, when one of your clients or their family members tell you how happy they've been with your services, take a moment to thank them and ask them if they'd be willing to share that feedback online to help others get to know your services too. Create what's called an elevator pitch, so it's a brief pitch. It's something if somebody asked you in the elevator, this is comes from what do you do, right? So your elevator pitch. But create one of those for asking for a review so that you're ready when you get compliments. And make sure your staff know how to ask. So when those compliments arise, you can seize the moment and ask for the review. You could also have some handouts available, such as a flyer with information about how to review you online. Or if you're a partner of Caring.com, you could have some review submission postcards that you could hand them on the spot. I'll go into more detail about those. I don't recommend making that your core strategy, but it is an option, and we'll talk about that more in just a minute. Now, if someone emails you a testimonial, don't assume they're okay with your staff posting that feedback as an online review. That's private feedback they're sharing with you until they've opted into sharing that publicly as an online review. There's testimonials shared with you privately are different than online reviews, but you can encourage them to post their feedback online. Just don't do it for them, and give them the link to the best platform for them. Another thing to do is to promote the reviews you get. There are social science studies that have proven that the crowd attracts more of the crowd. So when you promote the 5-star review you've received, you can encourage more of other happy customers to post their reviews too. And as we saw in the earlier examples with Judah and Aaron, it's important to have a company culture where employees understand the importance of online reviews and the leadership sends a clear message that customer feedback truly matters to the success of the business, and everyone is customer service oriented and taking opportunities as they arise to get great online reviews. Okay, now a few more tips for success in this area. Consider the right moments to ask for reviews. Is it appropriate to ask right after the customer has signed a contract with you? I really wouldn't recommend that timing because the individual hasn't yet received services to talk about. But if you could include a Review Us postcard or flyer in the onboarding or welcome packet and check in a few weeks later to see if they do have feedback about how things are going and would be willing to share a review online. Before outreaching via email to ask for a review, check in with that person, make sure they're still pleased with your services and are truly a great candidate for a positive review. If there are concerns that need attention, address those first before you ask for the review. Make a note to follow up a month or two later and see how things are going then. Ask for the review when you're confident that they're going to say positive things about their experience and guide them in that way. Ask them to share two to three things they love about your community or agency. And you want to use words that are going to motivate them. So you don't want to say, hey, it'll really help us if you review us online. You want to say, hey, will you help other families just like yours by sharing a review about your experiences so they can learn about our community too? There's a big difference. They want to help other families just like them more so than just posting a review to help you with your increased tours and move-ins. So really consider the language and how you're asking. And you may be wondering why all these bubbles over their heads on the right. This is an important point. You have to consider the individual and match them to the review platform. So, for instance, the young adult granddaughter of your resident or senior living resident or home care client, she's likely to have a Gmail account and be comfortable posting a review on Google. She's likely knows how to do it. It's going to be simple and easy for her. The adult daughter in her 50s and the residents or the clients, the older adults and the baby boomers, are better suited for a site like Caring that has adapted to their needs and has multiple options tailored to them rather than a younger audience. Match the reviewer to the best platform for greatest success in generating reviews. Okay, so I often get asked this, what do I say? You gave some tips, but what exactly do I say? And this is an email example. So this would be if the customer emailed you and complimented you on your services, this could be a sample response, or this could be a follow-up that you're doing later, like maybe one of your staff mentions, oh, hey, Barbara mentioned that she loves our dinner menu, and maybe you follow up with an email to her. And as you see here, the first paragraph reminds the customer of the compliment that they shared. The second paragraph asks them if they'd be willing to share that feedback online as a review with the motivator to help other families like them. And then lastly, tells them their options and gives them a quick link to get to that review submission form. Make it as convenient for them as possible. They can do it right then, fast, just like that. Takes minutes. To help ensure you get that review on your listing one way or another. And this will also be available after if you'd like to see this, and I'm happy to brainstorm further with you. The fastest for Caring.com, for your listing on Caring.com, the fastest, easiest way is through the online submission form, and every listing has a button that takes them to a custom link just for that listing. So it's a dedicated URL that enables them to go straight to the review submission rather than scroll through all the other information on the listing. We typically process these reviews within 3 business days, whereas the other review options take much longer. And what's great is they don't have to hunt around. It's very easy. Also, another great thing about this is the form prompts them if they've missed something. So say they forget to write the rating. We prompt them before we move them to the next screen where they're going to enter their content. And we once got hit with a lot of spam in our reviews program, so we did have to implement I'm Not a Robot. But that works pretty easily. I've tested this on numerous listings. It's fairly straightforward, takes a few minutes, fastest, easiest way. I recommend it as your #1 focus in getting reviews. But if you have someone that's really not comfortable online, we can collect their review by phone if you're a partner with Caring.com. So you provide us a list of customers who have given you permission to give us their names and numbers. So that's an important point. You must ask them for their permission first. Could result in negative reviews if you don't. And then we call and we collect those reviews, we transcribe them, and we upload them to the listings. We are also collecting reviews from folks we're helping in our referral service program. So the seniors and family caregivers that we refer to senior living communities and home care agencies, we follow up and collect reviews for any communities they toured or moved into, or any agencies they interviewed or hired. So that's another way that reviews are collected by phone. And in fact, the vast majority of reviews on our website now are sourced to our referral program. So those folks that we're referring, we're asking them both via email and phone if they're willing to share a review, and they are. And so you can be confident that these are real reviews from real customers on Caring.com. Now, I mentioned the Postcard program. That is for our Caring partners only. And all you have to do is email community@caring.com to get some of those. I would use this sparingly. This is a slow method, very slow, and unfortunately, the postcards don't always get filled out correctly by the consumer, so there's a high rate of error, and it doesn't always yield as many reviews as you need. One of my colleagues mentioned, I bet these folks, they take the postcard, but then they forget about it, or they put it in their glove box in the car after the tour, or gets put in a drawer and they never submit it. So I really think you should use this method sparingly and focus on phone and online first, but it is handy for the few folks who aren't comfortable online and don't want a phone call, just want to submit their review. We pay the postage, it's already self-addressed. We do want the consumers to send that to us themselves. Do not have your staff fill these out. That's another gotcha with the Postcard program. If they're filled out by the employees of the business, they often get flagged and then delayed, and it's just not the greatest. So definitely avoid staff submitting the reviews or filling out the reviews for the consumer. And if you have any questions about this, just email community@caring.com. Now, another program for partners on the senior living side is in Partner Portal, which many of you are using to track your referrals and tours and move-ins from Caring and get sales reports and all the other great stuff. You can update your listing in there. It's a really fabulous tool. But we also have review generation in Partner Portal. Some folks don't realize this. It's under the Marketing Resources tab. And it sends, we basically have created a template that we customize to your community. We take them direct to the submission form. We use language we know that's effective based on our own outreach and campaigns and expertise in this area for nearly a decade. And then also we give you data on the number of reviews you generated from each campaign. And an interesting note, when we were auditing the reviews for the finalists for Caring Stars of 2019, we found that quite a few of those communities earned the award for the first or second time. They had taken advantage of this feature in Partner Portal to get those reviews that helped them get over the hill and get that award. It was really an effective way for them to generate great reviews rapidly. So if you haven't tested this or tried it out, I recommend you do that if you're a senior living community who's partnered with Caring.com. We also have integrations. So there are 2 companies that can help senior care businesses manage their online reputation on Caring.com. For home care agencies, we have an integration with Home Care Pulse. They call the home care agency's clients and collect feedback from them. They ask permission to share some of that feedback on Caring.com, and then they send us those reviews automatically through the software integration. Your agency doesn't have to be partnered with Caring.com to participate in this program, but you do need to have a Home Care Pulse account to get those reviews added to your listing. This program launched in January 2017 and has been an excellent way, I cannot emphasize that enough, an excellent way to quickly build an incredible volume of great reviews on their listing. In fact, I get inquiries occasionally from home care agencies who aren't participating and saying, how did they get so many reviews? Home Care Pulse, that's how they got so many reviews, because Home Care Pulse is calling their clients, actively collecting that feedback, getting their opt-in to share the feedback on Caring.com. So they're doing all the heavy lifting for the agency. All the agency has to do is have an account with Home Care Pulse and opt into the program. So really great option there. Now, for senior living communities, I have some exciting news. This is a brand new agreement with Reputation.com. This is breaking news being announced for the first time right here, right now. Within the next few weeks, senior living communities will be able to log into the Reputation.com software to monitor and access reporting on their Caring.com reviews, respond to reviews in an improved manner. So that we're going to move the Reputation.com responding from the manual, slower email queue to our fastest automated queue for publications of those responses quicker. And we've made it easier, more convenient for senior living communities using the Reputation.com software to ask their customers for reviews on Caring.com, taking them directly to the listing submission form. So stay tuned for more information on that integration next month. Really exciting. Wanted to give you a sneak peek on that news right here, right now. Now, no matter the source for how a review gets on Caring.com, we still maintain the same high standards in the integrity of our program. In the early days, we assembled a small team of senior care and digital marketing experts to define a rigorous set of standards to use in processing review submissions, and we've been applying those standards equally to all listed businesses since the beginning. It doesn't matter if you advertise or not, whether the reviews are positive or negative, the same policies and procedures are applied consistently across the board. This chart gives you an overview of our thorough process. This is just high level here. Maybe you're saying, gosh, that's a lot of text. This is a high level overview of the thorough vetting process we have and how reviews on our website transition from submission to being posted on the listing or being tossed in the rejection pile. We have several checks and balances to help ensure a fair and credible system. We take our role as a neutral host of consumer reviews very seriously. And unlike some of the other review sites, we aren't using an automated algorithm or computer-generated decisions in approving or rejecting reviews. Instead, we have a team of humans who are well-trained in senior care, and they read every submission to analyze it against our guidelines before approval and publishing of it. And we have well-established practices for handling review disputes and built-in communications at various steps, such as acknowledging receipt of the review and communicating its approval or rejection status to the consumer. And for our partners, the listed businesses, we send them a new review alert when a new review is posted on their listing. This is not a preview. This is after that review is made public. And then once it's posted, the reviews on our website, they appear in search engines like we showed you at the beginning, but we've also seen some reviews on Caring appear in the nightly news or media coverage. So you can see why we take this very seriously, and you will see in working with our reviews program that we apply high integrity standards. Now, I want to touch briefly on trust and prioritization of review sites. Studies show that consumers want to read more than 11 reviews before they feel they can trust a business. They also need to trust that those reviews are from real customers just like them and not employees of the business posting testimonials or fake reviews. The challenge for some of you, we recognize, is that you don't have a huge customer base, like particularly some of the smaller care homes or a small agency just getting started. And have only so many reviews you can collect from your happy customers and their family members. And with so many review sites, you may be asking, well, where do I focus? We ran a survey and we asked online senior care searchers which review sites they most trusted when they were researching providers. We found that they trust reviews on the senior care websites far more than the general review sites like Yelp or Google, and very few trusted the reviews on Facebook as good source, trustworthy reviews. This data can help your team prioritize, particularly if you don't have a large customer base or a marketing agency to help you. I recommend you focus on the site where the reviews are going to be read by the largest number of people best matched to the services you offer. So target audience, large target audience. I think you should also consider how the reviews are being processed on that platform. Is it really a Wild West where anyone can post? Or the human processing, it really matters. And also think you need to consider the customer service you're going to get from that platform if reviews are posted there. I compiled this chart from public-facing information. I verified the data just this week as still valid. As you can see, with a site like Caring, there's greater trust among your prospective customers. There's more options for them to submit reviews. There's senior care experts who are reading those reviews, not computer algorithms. And we have a high-quality customer service offering in addressing the reviews as well. Another interesting tidbit I uncovered in reading the guidelines of the various platforms, on Google, for instance, they will not remove a review for fact-based errors. Like us, they're a neutral host of reviews, but unlike us, they decide that the review stays up. They don't have a way to discern who's right. We don't have a way to discern who's right, but we err on the side of removal when there's contested facts, and we enable the consumer to submit a new review without those contested facts. That's just one example. As a business owner or marketing manager, I highly recommend you get familiar with the review guidelines on the various sites where your business is listed and really understand your options for addressing reviews, your options for your customers posting reviews, and prioritize accordingly. Okay, now let's keep moving. Let's talk about what to do once you get the reviews. Frankly, ignoring online reviews isn't really an option anymore. You can't really hide or ignore your online reputation. You need to know what people are saying about your business, or you're going to miss some key sales and marketing opportunities. For instance, how you respond to reviews can influence your prospective customers. More than a third of senior care searchers online say that your response to a review lets them know you care and you're listening to customer feedback. 28% aren't sure if they've seen a business response, so that's clearly a missed opportunity. And of course, some are going to say that it depends on what you say. Only a small percentage are not going to be swayed by your response. And here's a tip. If you don't respond to 1-star and 2-star negative reviews, you cannot be considered for Caring Stars. So really, you should focus on review response. Here's more persuading information. Harvard Business Review found that when hospitality businesses responded to reviews, they received more reviews, 12% more reviews thereafter, and even saw an increase in their ratings as well. So their overall average rating rose by 0.5 star or more within 6 months of their first response. This study is also public-facing. I can provide it to you afterward if you'd like to take a deeper look at that. Now, when you get a new review, you need to ask yourself some questions and consider your options. Here's a sample decision tree and suggested course of action. The details are going to obviously vary by review, rating, and review platform, but this gives you a framework with which to best approach each new review without panic, to help you remain calm, and be strategic in managing your online reputation. As a reminder, I will make these slides available after the webinar if you'd like to print this and have this decision tree available at your desk. Now, a key thing, this is super important. When you're responding to reviews, make sure that you can clearly differentiate between subjective opinions and facts. It's not uncommon for me to get an email from a business contesting a review is factually inaccurate when it's really just a difference of opinion. For instance, the provider may have spent a great deal of time, energy, and money creating what they think is a superior invoicing system. And the consumer can come along and say the agency's billing is terrible. The billing is terrible is an opinion they're entitled to, even if you and others strongly believe they're wrong. But if they state facts about the billing, such as how often you do it or what's included in the statements, those are definitely comments that you can contest if they're inaccurate. You can contest on Caring. Some of the other sites, not so much. Staffing levels is another common complaint in negative senior care reviews, and a point of disagreement between the listed provider, who may cite state requirements for staffing or how they compare to other local communities, but the consumer can still think there simply aren't enough staff or the right staff to care for their loved one. These are just a few examples of the nuances between fact and opinion. Please feel free to reach out to Community at Caring if you have further questions or you'd like to dive deeper into that. Now, no matter how you approach the review, always keep in mind privacy and legal considerations. Keep your email to the review platform professional, high level, and do not divulge private information. Do not defame the reviewer. Do not send us an email that says, oh, they drink too much, you shouldn't let them post a review on your site. This is information that's not relevant, really, and isn't going to help your case. And frankly, if there were a court case based on the review and we were required to release those emails, it would not bode well for your business. So stay professional in your correspondence. Do not forward to us internal communications that are divulging private case files. Just send us a high-level message about why you think the review should be removed. The number one thing to keep in mind with responding is the reviewer's mind may be made up, but you still have a chance to influence your future customers, so visitors to that listing considering your services. They are the one you can most influence with your response. So yes, you're responding to the reviewer, but you're really, don't forget there's a crowd reading that response. Imagine it's on a public billboard over a freeway. Some styles do not translate well in senior care. It's natural for you to be disappointed, angry, or have other emotions when you get a negative review. But don't let those emotions cloud your judgment in writing your response. This is not a rebuttal. You're not going on the attack against your mortal enemy. And also, don't post the same response on every review. Online searchers are savvier than you think they are. They visit multiple listings, and they may see that you're posting the same response in every review. As much as your lawyer encourages you to do that, it's really not the best strategy for you. These are some examples of some real review responses that were submitted to Caring.com. We did not publish these. As you look at these, how do you feel about that business? How it responds to criticism and feedback from its customers? Do you think you'd be more or less inclined to ask for more information about hiring that in-home care agency or moving your mom into their community? Does it seem like they're diplomatic and service-oriented? Are they flexible and empathetic to your family situation? Are you impressed by their stellar professionalism, or do you wonder if they keep accurate records? Do their comments seem believable? For instance, is it really possible to be anybody to be clean 100% of the time? And remember, screen names could be an anonymous name. John Smith may not actually be the consumer's real name. So avoid these in your responses. And if you can't contest a review to get it removed, here are some tips for how to respond. You want to be grateful, but you really want to be gracious. Remember, you have a chance to influence prospects. Consider your tone, consider your messaging, avoid debating, don't go tit for tat, don't debate the merits of every nit in the review. Try to keep your response to 2 paragraphs or less. Definitely do not reveal any private information. And most of all, get more positive reviews. That'll push down that negative review and also balance out the feedback. Okay, those are some key tips for negative. Now, most online reviews, this is a fact you may not realize, most online reviews are positive. The negative reviews are in the minority. And yet, most businesses ignore the positive reviews, don't post a response. That's a missed opportunity. So I think you should respond to the positive reviews. Be grateful. Be conversational. You could even mention their screen name in the salutation. And you could provide info that supports the compliments, but I caveat that. Avoid being shamelessly promotional. I do see some folks post responses that are like, go to our Facebook page or visit our website. It's a little too promotional. You really want to focus on supplementing the information without seeming like you're plugging your business too hard. But what you can do is promote the review itself. Let your customers be your best marketers. Go share that listing on Facebook, excerpt the review. You can excerpt the review on your website. You can't post in its entirety, but we do have some reprints guidelines, so you can contact me if you want information about that. You can excerpt in your billing statement. There's lots of ways you can use these reviews in your marketing. So these are tips for positive reviews. Now, when you get a review on Caring.com, if you're a referral partner, you'll get a new review alert the instant it's published. Inside that alert are links to take action now. You can request removal based on fact errors, or you can publish a public response. Those are handled in our highest priority, fastest processing queue, typically between 1 to 2 business days. And if you're not a partner, you can email community@caring.com. All right, now we've got 15 more minutes, so let's talk about Caring Stars, and then we'll do questions. How to be a Caring Star and why you should be. This is a long-standing, large list of senior living communities and home care agencies who really get it on reviews, and they've truly harnessed this digital marketing opportunity. We launched this program back in 2012 as the first of its kind for assisted living and memory care communities, achieving a high volume of praise for their services and taking the time to respond to negative feedback. Now, it's available to any senior living community or home care agency listed on Caring.com if they qualify by meeting the rigorous criteria. We've also looked at data for Caring Stars for our partners. We found that our partners who were Caring Stars winners averaged twice as many inquiries and move-ins. And we've done this study. It's a 2-year study. We've done it twice, and the results were the same both times. So it's a really supports your sales and marketing. Okay, so before we move on, I just want to take a moment to applaud the Caring Stars of 2019. Congratulations to each and every senior living community and home care agency who achieved this distinction for service excellence this year. Well done. It's fabulous. And this is here is a quote from Holiday Retirement's press release that they did on their winners. They've been #1 for 3 years in a row. It's really, since the beginning that independent living communities could qualify, Holiday Retirement made the effort and had the most winning listings. And on the home care side, Right at Home has been leading the pack. Now, there are many ways that Caring Stars communities and agencies can use this distinction in their PR and marketing. We at Caring, we do a lot of things to promote the winners. This is just a sampling here. As you can see, it's a long list. We really want to help you with your marketing, and Caring Stars is a great way to do it. And we arm you with a promotional kit, a certificate, all sorts of stuff. And we show the award winners in search results as well. Every year, Caring Stars generates buzz in social media. There's parties at local communities. Sometimes I've even seen home care agencies that have events and they use the Caring Stars Award as part of the event marketing or reason that they're celebrating. There's also media coverage that's generated from Caring Stars, both in the industry and local newspapers. And you can even promote this on your website. This year, for the first time, we made a special customized website widget, which shows that you're among the best in your state. It links to your listing so that folks can read those reviews. But if you haven't got that, if you're a 2019 winner and you haven't got that yet, you just email community@Caring. I can help you with that. You're not required to use it. You see here other samples. Right at Home has used the badge and a paragraph. That's fine too, as long as you link to the listings so that the consumer visiting the website understands it wasn't just Caring picking their favorites. This was based on customer reviews. Okay, so how do they win? Well, they have to meet a rigorous set of criteria by the deadline. You see here they had at least 10 reviews. They had overall average rating higher than 4.5 stars. I mean, there's a whole list of quantitative criteria that we use to determine the finalists. We don't announce that criteria in advance, but we do announce it with the winner list, and we make it public. It's no secret. All of the reviews to qualify are public. We don't aggregate your reviews from Facebook, Google, etc. We count the reviews on your Caring.com listing. We don't count pending reviews or any reviews after the deadline. You need to respond to the negative reviews by the deadline or contest them to get them removed. And I've also been asked, well, I responded to a review on Google or I responded via private message to this person. Does that count? No. It has to be on the public-facing Caring.com listing, or that review needs to be contested and removed by deadline. Lots of information here. Contact community if you'd like more on the qualification process, etc. Just before I move on, I want to make sure you understand we audit every single finalist listing. So if they appear to meet the criteria, we then go audit all those reviews. And sometimes we find issues that we didn't see when we process those reviews one by one. So that's part of the process. And it's not limited to our advertisers. So I'm sure our sales team's not going to be happy with me mentioning that. But I want you to know any senior living and in-home care agency can qualify for Caring Stars if they make the effort. And we also do a little online reputation research. So go to Google News, research your company. What am I going to see if you are a finalist? And by the way, what are consumers going to see if they go do that too? Number one zinger, avoid your employees posting reviews on your own listing. Avoid your employees writing the postcards. Both of those can cause serious issues for your listing and even disqualify you from Caring Stars. So just to summarize, if you want to win for 2020, this is not like a guarantee. This is guidance. Try to have at least 10 customer-submitted reviews on your listing by October 15th, 2019. Aim for 3 that are dated 2019. Get really high ratings. You want at least 1 5-star review in 2019, and you want an overall average rating at or above 4.5 stars. And definitely address the negative reviews. Every year I have to disqualify communities and agencies because they didn't respond to negative reviews. That's 1-star or 2-star reviews. So between now and October 15th, this is going to get here sooner than you think. Get great reviews, respond to negative reviews. After that, closely monitor your listing and rapidly respond to any new negative reviews. If you're a finalist or winner, we're going to contact you. Make sure we have your current contact info on file and respect the embargo. Do not leak the announcement until after we've made it. And monitor your online reputation regularly. Okay, now we can answer some questions. Now, one of the questions I've gotten is, What if the community doesn't use email marketing as a primary marketing channel? So this is regarding asking for reviews. So for caring.com, you can use, if you're a partner with caring.com, we have other options. We have the phone review program. We have the postcard review program. Those are two key ways that you can get reviews if you're not doing email marketing. I do think you need to look at email marketing as an option for your community. And we do know that it's fastest for individuals to submit reviews online. So try to identify some customers who would be good candidates for online submission, because that is the fastest, easiest way to get those. Okay. Now we also got a question about postcards. Should they be added to the welcome packet? Yes, they could be. I just wouldn't rely on that as your core strategy, because like I said, we see a lot of errors and they're slower. So if you're trying to qualify for Caring Stars, really focus on the online and phone. Those are much faster ways to get reviews. But as a last resort, you do have the postcard as another option. It just may not get you where you need to be for Caring Stars. Okay, so how long, I got another question here. How long after a negative review is the deadline set for a response? This is actually, thank you for this question. There's a key detail I forgot to mention in review response. This is super important. You can respond to any review on your listing at any time, and we do not timestamp your response. This is good news for you, and let me tell you why. When a visitor to your listing sees the review and sees the response, they see no time delay between the two. So they do not know when your response was posted, and they can focus on its content. So you should always, it's never too late to respond to a negative review. But if you're trying to qualify for Caring Stars, you definitely want to do that before October 15th. And you want to closely monitor your listing thereafter and immediately respond to any new negative reviews, because those too could hurt you in qualifications for Caring Stars. Okay, now here's another question. If we are partners with Caring.com, and a consumer wants to review us online, but they did not find us through Caring.com, are they still able to post their review on Caring? Excellent question. Thank you. That's another point. There's so many nuances to online reviews. I couldn't cover everything. Thank you guys for asking these questions. Yes, the answer is yes. Any consumer with firsthand experience with your business can post a review on your Caring.com listing, regardless of how they found your business. We do not limit it to our folks that we help or folks that we referred to you. It can be any consumer with firsthand experience with your business. Excellent, excellent questions. Okay, now if I'm not seeing any others, so if you have any afterward, definitely email community@Caring, and I'm happy to keep answering those questions. I love it. Thank you for the questions. Now, I want to summarize before we go. We're almost out of time. Let me just summarize everything we covered, because we covered a lot, folks. Bottom line, senior care reviews will increase in conversions. It's been proven numerous times. They truly add monetary value for your business. And for best results, you need to actively generate them. You need to monitor and respond to reviews. So online reputation management right there. And I recommend you prioritize the review sites that are most used and trusted by your target audience for the greatest results in the two prior. And of course, take advantage of opportunities to promote the positive reviews you receive. Among them, at the top of the list should be Caring Stars. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to come here and listen to me share these insights with you. I do hope I've shared information that you found helpful. I am going to prompt you to review me. Tell me, how did I do? Was this a good webinar? What did you like most? What would you suggest for next time? I am open to your feedback. I hope you share it. Really, thank you. Have a fabulous day, and don't be shy about contacting me or rating this webinar. Thanks so much.